Take a breath. Look around you. It's 2025 and you're still standing. And that alone is worth celebrating because life hasn't been easy, has it? Some of you have lost things you thought you'd never lose. Some of you have been through storms you never saw coming. Some of you have had your heart broken, your confidence shattered, your dreams crushed, and still here you are, still breathing, still hoping, even if quietly, still showing up. But here's what you need to hear tonight. Just because you survived doesn't mean you've been living. And just because you've been standing still doesn't mean you have to stay there. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to shed everything that's been weighing you down. You are allowed to wake up tomorrow as a completely different person than you were yesterday. Because here's the secret. The 99% never figure out. Your future does not care about your past. It doesn't care what you did wrong. It doesn't care who left you. It doesn't care how many times you fell. The future only cares about what you're willing to do next. And tonight, right here, right now, you can decide. You can draw a line in the sand and say, that version of me is gone. I'm starting over. I am creating a better me, and I'm doing it now. Because nothing and no one is stopping you from beginning again except you. You don't have to wait until Monday. You don't have to wait until your bank account looks better. You don't have to wait for them to apologize or believe in you or come back. You just have to decide that you deserve better and that you're willing to create it. So tonight, I want you to picture the version of you you've always dreamed of being. And I want you to know this, she's already here. She's just waiting for you to choose her. So are you ready? Are you ready to let go of who you've been and step fully into who you're meant to become? Because your time is now, your future is here, and your power to begin again has been inside you all along. Let's go. The first step to creating a new version of yourself is having the courage to say, I'm not that person anymore. Because here's what nobody tells you, most of us aren't stuck because we can't grow. We're stuck because we keep clinging to the version of ourselves we've already outgrown. We tell ourselves, this is just who I am. This is how it's always been. This is just the life I was given. And so we stay in the same patterns, with the same habits, surrounded by the same people, living the same small story, even though deep down we know it doesn't fit anymore. And that's why you feel restless. That's why you feel frustrated. That's why you feel like something's missing, because you've outgrown the person you've been pretending to be. But you keep wearing her anyway because it's safe, it's familiar, it's easier than stepping into the unknown. But let me tell you something powerful tonight. You cannot create the next chapter of your life while clinging to the last one. You cannot become the person you're meant to be while defending the person you used to be. You cannot build your future while keeping one foot in your past. So tonight, I want you to take an honest look at your story. The story you keep telling yourself about who you are and who you're not. The story that keeps you small. The story that says you're not enough yet. The story that keeps you hiding from your own power. And I want you to say this out loud. That's not my story anymore. That chapter is closed. I'm not her anymore. And I don't have to be. Because the person you've been, she served her purpose. She got you through. She taught you what you needed to know. But she's not who you need to be anymore. So tonight, you thank her, you honor her, and then you let her go. Because your future isn't waiting for her. It's waiting for the next bolder, braver version of you. And she is ready to step up the moment you stop clinging to who you were. Say it with me right now. I am no longer who I was. I am becoming who I was always meant to be, starting tonight. Now that you've let go of the old story, the question is, who do you want to become? And don't just throw out some vague, safe answer like, I just want to be happy. I just want to feel better. That's not enough, because if you don't define her, the world will define her for you. And you know what the world will tell you? Play small, stay safe, don't make waves, be grateful for what you've got, even if it's killing you inside, but not you. Not tonight, not anymore. Because here's the truth. The version of you you've been dreaming about already exists. You just haven't claimed her yet. So let's get specific. Close your eyes if you have to. Picture her, the highest, most powerful, most unapologetic version of you. What does she look like? How does she carry herself when she walks into a room? Does she shrink or does she stand tall? How does she speak to herself when she wakes up in the morning? Does she say, here we go again? Or does she say, today I rise? What does her body feel like? Does she care for it? Does she move it with pride? Does she nourish it instead of punishing it? What kind of people does she surround herself with? People who doubt her, drain her, keep her stuck? Or people who push her, who believe in her, who inspire her? What kind of boundaries does she set? Does she keep letting people walk all over her because she's afraid to say no? Or does she look someone in the eye and say, that doesn't work for me anymore? What kind of energy does she bring to the world? Does she hide her light? Or does she shine so bright it scares small-minded people away? That woman, the one you see in your mind right now, she's not some fantasy. She's already inside you. You don't have to become her. You just have to stop getting in her way. So tonight, claim her. Write her name down if you have to. Define who she is. Describe her in every detail you can. Because if you don't define her, you'll keep defaulting to who you've always been. And you already know where that road leads. So say it with me. I choose who I become. I choose her now, and I will no longer let the old me stand in her way. Because the woman you've been dreaming of, she's not waiting for someday, she's waiting for you, right here, right now. Choose her and start showing up as her, one decision at a time. Let me tell you something hard tonight, and you need to hear it. The reason you're stuck is not because you're not capable. It's not because you're unlucky. It's not because people like you don't succeed. It's because you've gotten really good at staying in the same patterns that keep you small. The 99% wake up every single day and live the same habits, make the same choices, hang around the same energy, and then wonder why their life never changes. It's not a mystery, it's math. You can't live the same day over and over and expect a different life to magically appear. And yet that's what most people do. Why? Because those patterns feel safe. They're familiar. Even if they hurt, even if they cost you your dreams, you cling to them because at least you know what to expect. But let me tell you something powerful. Familiar doesn't mean right. Comfortable doesn't mean good. And repeating what broke you will never build you. So tonight, it's time to break the cycle. Be honest with yourself right now. Call it out. Write it down if you have to. What are the patterns that keep dragging you backward? Is it waking up late and starting your day already behind? Is it numbing yourself every night with food, with wine, with scrolling? Is it saying yes when you mean no? Is it running back to people who hurt you because you don't want to be alone? Is it telling yourself I'll start tomorrow, but you never do? That's not fate. That's a choice you keep making every single day, but tonight you stop. Right now, you decide. That pattern ends here. That version of me dies tonight because I refuse to keep living in the same loop while my future passes me by. Breaking the pattern won't feel easy at first. You'll feel uncomfortable. You'll feel scared. You'll even miss it sometimes because it felt like home even though it hurt. But here's the truth. You cannot heal in the same environment that broke you. You cannot grow while living in the same cage. You cannot become her while clinging to what keeps you small. So tonight, break it. Walk away from the excuses. Shut the door on the old habits. Say no to the things that drain you. Because every time you break a pattern that was holding you back, you take one giant step closer to the version of you you were always meant to be. And that's who you came here to find tonight. So say it with me. I am no longer available for the things that keep me small. Tonight, I break the pattern. Tonight, I create a new path. And I will never go back. This is your time. This is your power. Use it. Let me tell you something you already know, but maybe don't want to admit. Thinking about change doesn't change you. Reading about change doesn't change you. Even sitting here nodding your head and saying that's so true doesn't change you. The only thing that changes you is action. Not perfect action, not giant action, not I've got it all figured out action, just action. Because here's what keeps most people stuck. They convince themselves they're not ready yet. Or they tell themselves, I need to wait until I'm more confident. I need to wait until I know exactly what to do. I need to wait until I have more money, more time, more support. But let me tell you something. Confidence doesn't come before you start. Confidence is what you earn when you start. The 99% sit around waiting for clarity, but the 1% understand this. Clarity comes from movement. You learn as you go. You figure it out as you fail forward. You get stronger every time you take another messy, imperfect step. The person you want to become, she's not built in your mind, she's built in motion. So tonight, no more waiting, no more excuses, no more pretending that thinking about it counts as doing it. You don't have to climb the whole mountain right now, you just have to take the next step. What's that step for you? Is it signing up for that class you've been putting off? Is it having that conversation you've been avoiding? Is it throwing out the things that no longer serve you? Is it waking up tomorrow and moving your body for 10 minutes just to prove to yourself that you can stop making it bigger than it has to be? Start where you are with what you have and trust that the next step will reveal itself when you get there. Because the future you dream of, it's not waiting for you to get ready, or it's waiting for you to get started. So say it with me. I will stop waiting. I will stop overthinking. I will stop hiding behind someday. I will take one small, scary, imperfect step tonight, and I will not stop moving. Because motion is what builds momentum, and momentum is what builds a life. You've been standing still long enough. It's time to move. It's time to act. It's time to start creating the new you. Step by messy, beautiful, unstoppable step. And it starts now. Now listen closely, because this is where a lot of people stumble. You've let go of the old story. You've defined who you want to become. You've broken the patterns. You've even taken your first steps forward. But here's the next challenge. Not everyone in your life is going to clap for the new you. And that's okay, because the moment you decide to grow is the moment you threaten everyone who's still comfortable staying the same. The 99% will say things like, "You've changed. Don't forget where you came from. You think you're better than us now? But here's the truth. You're not better than anyone. But you're better than who you used to be. And you're not going to apologize for that anymore. You cannot build a new life surrounded by people committed to keeping you in your old one. Some people love the version of you that didn't know her worth. Some people love the version of you who never said no. Some people love the version of you who kept herself small so they could feel big. But that version of you is gone now. And not everyone deserves a seat at your next level. So tonight, give yourself permission to protect your peace. Guard your energy like it's gold, because it is. Set boundaries and keep them. Even if people don't understand, step away from the people, the places, the patterns that pull you back into who you used to be. You can love someone and still choose distance. You can care about someone and still choose yourself. You can wish them well and still outgrow them. That's not selfish, that's survival. So tonight, say it with me, I don't owe anyone my potential. I don't owe anyone my peace. And I don't owe anyone the best years of my life just to make them comfortable staying small. I am done letting old energy block my new self. This next chapter is sacred. It belongs to the bold, unapologetic, powerful you've been building, so protect her because she's worth it. And so are you. Here's something I've seen happen over and over again, and maybe it's happened to you too. You start moving forward. You start breaking patterns. You start building this powerful new version of yourself, but you're so focused on how far you still have to go. You forget to look back and see how far you've already come. You beat yourself up because you're not there yet. You say things like, why am I not further along? Why haven't I figured it all out yet? Why am I still struggling with this? Stop. Stop discrediting the progress you've already made, because here's the truth. You're already doing what the old you wouldn't even dare to try. And that deserves to be celebrated. The 99% tear themselves down every step of the way. They punish themselves for not being perfect yet. And what happens? They quit, because you can't hate yourself into becoming your best self. But the 1%, they honor the journey. They celebrate every single win, even the smallest ones, because they know progress, not perfection, is the real goal. So tonight, stop and see yourself. That old version of you, the one who doubted she could ever change, the one who thought she'd be stuck forever, she would be amazed at what you're doing right now. She'd be proud of you. You're showing up, you're trying, you're moving forward, even if it's messy, and that matters. So tonight, I want you to write this down. I celebrate myself for every step forward, no matter how small, because every small step counts. Every small win builds my future. Celebrate the fact that you said no today when you used to say yes. Celebrate the fact that you woke up and moved your body when you didn't feel like it. Celebrate the fact that you chose peace over drama. Celebrate the fact that you didn't go back to what broke you, even though it hurt to walk away. Because this journey is hard, and you deserve to give yourself credit for having the courage to even take it. This isn't just about who you're becoming. It's about appreciating every version of you who fought to get here. So clap for yourself tonight. Be proud of yourself tonight. Celebrate the progress you've made and keep building the future you deserve, because you're closer than you think. Now here's the part no one likes to talk about. Here's the part you need to hear, because it's coming. This journey you're on, it's going to get hard. There are going to be days when nothing feels like it's working, when you fall back into old habits, when the people you thought would cheer you on disappear, when you feel tired, alone, frustrated, and you wonder, what's the point? Why am I even doing this? And in that moment, you're going to want to quit. You're going to tell yourself, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe this is just who I am. Maybe I'll never change. That's the moment that separates the 1% from everyone else. Because the 99%, they let that moment break them. They give up and call it fate. They crawl back to what was comfortable, even though it never made them happy. But the 1%, they refuse to stop. No matter how hard it gets, no matter how long it takes, no matter how many times they fall, they keep standing back up. Because they understand something powerful, growth is supposed to feel uncomfortable. It's supposed to feel messy. It's supposed to test you, because that's how it changes you. You cannot build strength without struggle. You cannot build character without challenge. You cannot build the next version of you without letting the old one die. And that hurts. But pain is not a stop sign. It's proof that you're growing. It means you're alive. It means you're on the right path. Because nobody struggles standing still. You only struggle when you're moving forward. So tonight, decide I will not quit on myself, not when it gets hard, not when it feels impossible, not when no one believes in me, even if that includes me. Because someday you're going to look back on this season, this messy, painful, confusing season, and you're going to say, that's when I became unstoppable. That's when I became her. So don't stop now. You've already come this far. Don't you dare quit when you're this close to everything you've been fighting for. Stay relentless. Stay hungry. Stay moving, because the future you is waiting, and she's worth the fight. Let me tell you something I've learned from coaching thousands of people through transformation. You can win. You can hit every goal. You can build the body, the business, the life you dreamed of, and still feel empty. Still feel like it wasn't enough. Why? Because you forgot to feel it along the way. Because you told yourself, I'll be happy when I hit the number. I'll be happy when they notice me. I'll be happy when I lose the weight. I'll be happy when I finally get there. But here's the truth. There is no there. There's only here, and how you choose to show up for it. The 99% miss this. They're so focused on chasing the next milestone that they never notice the small wins. They never stop to feel proud of how far they've already come. They never let themselves enjoy the ride because all they see is what's left to do. But the 1%, they understand gratitude and joy aren't rewards for finishing. They're fuel for continuing. If you want to keep going, if you want to stay consistent, if you want to actually feel happy when you cross the finish line, you have to practice being happy now. That means look yourself in the mirror tonight and say, I'm proud of you. Write down 3 things you're grateful for every morning. Notice the little wins and celebrate them. Laugh at yourself when you mess up. Find beauty in the process, not just the destination. Because here's the irony. When you learn to love the journey, you stop feeling desperate to get to the end. And that's when you truly grow. So tonight, decide I refuse to hate my way into happiness. I refuse to punish my way into pride. I refuse to chase joy when it's already here if I just see it. Be proud now. Be grateful now. Be joyful now. Because the person you're becoming, she's not just the one who wins. She's the one who learns to love herself and her life while she's still building it. Now here's the part that separates the dreamers from the doers. It's not about what you say tonight. It's not even about how fired up you feel right now. Because let me tell you something, motivation fades. This room, this energy, this feeling you have, it's not going to last forever. Tomorrow morning, you're going to wake up, the world is going to look the same. The old habits are still going to whisper your name. The excuses are still going to feel tempting. And that's when you have to choose. Because this isn't about tonight. It's about tomorrow morning, and the next morning, and the next, and every single day after that. The 1% don't decide to change once. They decide to become her every single day, not just when it's easy, not just when they feel like it, not just when the whole world is cheering for them. They wake up and choose her, even on the hard days. They choose her when it feels pointless. They choose her when it feels impossible. They choose her when nobody's watching because they know who they are building is worth it. And here's the key. You don't have to become her all at once. You just have to show up as her today and let today's choices compound into tomorrow's life. So tonight, I challenge you, write her name down. Write 1 sentence about who she is. And every single morning when you wake up, ask yourself, what would she do today? What choices would she make? How would she carry herself? Or how would she handle this moment? And then do that, even if it feels awkward, even if it feels unnatural at first, even if nobody else notices, because you will. Be her now, act like her now, think like her now. And soon, you won't just be pretending anymore. You'll wake up one morning and realize, I'm her, I've become her, and I'm never going back. Because you don't just become her one time, you keep becoming her over and over and over again. So tonight, decide I don't just commit to her when it feels good. I commit to her every single day because she is who I was always meant to be. Here's the truth, and it's the perfect way to close this chapter of your life. Nobody is coming to save you. Not tomorrow, not next month, not next year, because you don't need saving anymore. You need claiming. You need to finally claim the future that's been waiting for you all along. That version of you you've been dreaming about, that future you've been telling yourself is someday, it's already here. It's already yours, if you're finally willing to step into it. But here's the price. You have to let go of the old you. For good. You cannot drag her into your next chapter. You cannot keep revisiting her mistakes, her excuses, her fears. You cannot keep sneaking back into her patterns and expecting your future to feel different. Because the truth is, you cannot rise while still clinging to what weighs you down. So tonight, right here, right now, you bury her. You bury the doubts. You bury the shame. You bury the pain that taught you to play small. You bury the old identity you wore like a shield because you were afraid of what it would mean to finally shine. You thank her for keeping you alive through the hardest parts, but you don't take her with you because she is not who you are anymore. And once she's gone, you stand tall. You look yourself in the mirror and you claim your future out loud. Say it with me. louder than you've ever said anything before. This is my time. I own my life. I leave my past behind forever, and I step fully into the future I was born for, starting tonight. That's it. That's the line in the sand. From this moment on, you don't apologize for wanting more. You don't hesitate to take up space. You don't dim your light for anyone who can't handle it. Because the new you, she was never waiting for permission. She was waiting for you to show up, and now you have. Your future starts right here, right now, and it belongs to you if you're bold enough to take it. So go take it. And don't you dare look back. I want you to do something bold tonight before you leave this room, something most people won't do because most people never commit. I want you to decide, not someday, not when I feel ready, not after I figure it all out, tonight, now, because the future version of you, she doesn't wait for the stars to align. She becomes the person who aligns them. So here's your challenge. Before your head hits the pillow tonight, write down one small, scary, imperfect step you're going to take tomorrow morning. Not next week, not when things calm down. Tomorrow morning, and then do it. Because the world doesn't change for people who just think about it. It changes for the ones who move. Before we wrap up tonight, I want you to ask yourself this question. What excuse have I been hiding behind that ends tonight? Write it down. Say it out loud if you're brave enough, claim it, and then bury it. Because you're done letting excuses speak louder than your dreams. When you go home tonight, take 5 quiet minutes and write a letter from your future self, the one who already became the person you dream of being. What does she say to you? What does she thank you for? What advice does she give you? What does her life look like now that you finally chose her? Let her speak to you, and then keep that letter as a reminder of who you're becoming. Close your eyes, put your hand over your heart, and say this out loud. I am no longer who I was. I am not yet who I will be, but tonight I choose her, and I will never look back. Feel that, own that, live that. Because tonight you didn't just listen to a speech, you made a decision, and now you're unstoppable.